Welcome back to Mini-Modelog. So this week is what have I bought this month, episode 13. So I decided I'd finish up the shadespire stuff. Now we've got the last warbands out, I thought it was time to do that and finish up the unboxings for the current Warhammer Underworld setting, which is shadespire. I think the next thing will be a core set, and I'll talk about that in another video, so do look out for that at some point. But for now, I've bought obviously the Farstriders and Magores Fiends, but I bought some other bits, including some, well, a friend of mine bought me some dice, and I also bought some more sleeves. So next week will be Farstriders, so if you're interested in those, do pop back next week. News. So obviously I've been across the war. I go to the Warhammer community page pretty much every day because there's always a new article up, and I don't know about you, but I'm a little bit sick of the Idoneth Deepkin now. But there are more new stuff coming. So you've got 3 new heroes coming, including Ishran Soulrender, Ishran Tidecaster, and Ishran Soulscryer. I don't know what they do. I've sort of not lost interest in the Idoneth Deepkin, but I'm a little bit sick of it being rammed down my throat now, to be honest, Games Workshop. But, you know, and not that I'm complaining, it's their new faction, and I get it, but there's so much more than just Age of Sigmar that you sell. So anyway, moving on. Necromunda. So pre-orders are now up for Van Saar and Gang War 3, as well as the dice that you can get for Van Saar. In Gang War 3, I think it covers weapons for Van Saar, as well as some other bits and pieces. I didn't really know what was in Gang War 2, so if you do know, pop some links below or let me know. Because I've only really played one game of the new version of Necromunda. I haven't really given its fair crack yet. Me and my mate who play Necromunda, we've been talking about it, and we were saying, should we go back to the old edition, if we like the old edition? And we were like, well, let's give this a couple more goes. So I'll let you know how that goes, and I'll let you know the final verdict of whether we decide to stick down the new rules or whether we decide to go back to the community rules. More on that in a future video. But on Forge World, there's the new bounty hunters, including the squat bounty hunter, which is really cool. If you're looking to expand into that kind of range, I'll pop some links down below. I think one thing that is cool is the new fillable fighter cards, though. I mean, what I didn't like about the new Necromunda is the fact you were given a card, you were told what the name of the person was, what weapons they have. Where I quite like the fact you built your own gang right the way down to the name of the people and the weapons that they had back in the original. And now it looks like you might be able to do that again. Because I'm not up on the gang war stuff, my mate's more into it than me, I kind of need to get on it and kind of need to go back through it. But I'll let you know what I decide to do and give you some feedback on that in the future. Blood Bowl. So we've already had a look at the Doom Lords. They're coming real soon. There's some new team packs that are coming, which have cards in for Skaven, star players. So it's basically their stats. It's the equivalent of the cards you got in the box set if you got the original box set. If you didn't get the original box set, they're basically player cards, tell you the stats of a brand new player effectively. I'm quite looking forward to these because at the moment I don't really play in a league, I play one-off games, and they'd be really helpful to just have on the deck rather than having to go back to your main roster all the time. So that's really cool. So that's pretty much all of the Games Workshop news I've got. Do continue to check the Warhammer community page. Like I say, I read it every kind of day and read new things all the time. So do go check there. Steamforged Games. So obviously we got the rat catchers. There's been images of the falcons or falconers, which is the hunter miner guild knocking about, including an alternate sculpt for one of them. Look really cool. Not quite sure on the date. I think a date has been bounced around, but I haven't really taken any notes of it because I've sort of been away from Guild Ball for a while, and I do intend to go back to it because I do intend to get the rat catchers. So look out for more Guild Ball and China in the future. But I suppose the big thing they're really going for at the moment is Godtear, because obviously the Kickstarter happened. They've done really, really well, fully funded, and at the moment you can still pledge on the late pledge. The main Kickstarter's finished, but the late pledge is still available. So if you're still umming and ahhing, get across the Kickstarter and lay your money down. At the moment, I think you save, I think I saw it in dollars, $300 odd if you pledge at the moment. So I don't know what that is in UK money, but it's a hell of a slice, basically. So go check that out when you get if you haven't already. I'm still waiting for news on Warhammer Fest, and this is why I've been checking the community page every day. I know for me, Warhammer Fest is going to be more about Black Library and getting some books signed, and maybe looking at the odd model and maybe buying some models. But until I know what the exclusives are, I'm sort of sitting in the dark with that one. You may hear more in mid-month news. I will talk about it probably quite extensively in mid-month news, because I do intend to give you something different this month, including, obviously, you're going to get the unboxings, but I'm going to do a reaction vid of Warfest, because I've never been, so I'll give you what I think of it, whether it's worth its money, whether it's any good, whether the exclusives are any good, whether I could get an exclusive model or not, because obviously I'll tell you what time I got there and whether I got one or not, and that'll give you an idea of how early you got to get there to get an exclusive model, because I imagine they'll sell out. But look out for those videos this month. So obviously, first off, I'll be doing the Farstriders unboxing. Middle of the month, we'll have mid-month news and probably a Warhammer Fest video in between then, and then you'll get Magores Fiends near the end of the month. So, hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you next time for the Farstriders.